Hello, welcome to the Leftist Talk Show. This is going to be an introductory video for our channel. I am the comrade. You can call me Isaiah if you would like. The other two people in this call are Wyatt and Living Like Lennon. We are your three-man hosts, and we are about to introduce ourselves to you, even though it's kind of a cliche. My political ideology is that of a Marxist-Leninist, mainly Marxist. In my society, I would have full health care, food, water, home, and a job guaranteed to all citizens. That's basically the essentials of it. Wyatt, your introduction?
I am a Marxist-Leninist with much you, universal food, um, necessities of life, etc., etc. I believe in the dictatorship of the proletariat and the Vanguard Party. The Vanguard Party is just the collection. It's just a collection of all the other parties that used to exist in the country. So there would be democratic socialists, communists, um, the whole lot, and we would debate things to do with our country, like civil adults,
Yes.
and not have purges of people based on their political ideology.
And Lennon, yours?
I am Living Like Lynn, also known as the Weeaboo. I am a democratic socialist, meaning I believe in a peaceful revolution, and my ideal society is basically one centered around logic and what benefits the main people,
Now we'll move on to
humanity as a whole.
describing our ideal government setup. Mine is more of a modified Roman council. Let's say you have your country. Let's say there's 7 regions in that country. Each region has its own regional council. Basically, think of it as each region as its own separate commune, but acting together as a whole country. Annually, each region will vote for one person from their council to be sent to the High Council to deal with foreign affairs or very large decisions. That's basically my government in a nutshell. Wyatt, yours?
Mine is based on commissariats, representatives of different communities and towns and communes and provinces and different republics. They all go to to a general assembly of the Vanguard Party and discuss things that their communities or towns or whatever, what they need, what they should do, and what they think should be done on a national level.
Nice. Lennon, yours?
My ideal society, like I said previously, will be achieved through democratic, peaceful means. I believe
No, your government. How
I know
would your government be set up?
I agree with Isaiah on the grounds of the Roman consuls, but instead there would only be two consuls, and they would be elected by the people, but not have as much say as the average person. That way, so
Right.
it would weed out corruption, and only those who actually care for the population and want to help out.
Right.
Those would be the only people who wish to have that particular, title and such.
For my government, those who are elected to office have no term limit, but it is a term of 1 year, and each year at the annual elections, the person can be either voted to stay on for another year or voted out. That way, it makes them say, okay, do I really want to make this decision if it's really bad, because it will drop public support for them. I think that because I believe it will keep the main corrupt ones that do selfish acts out, because people will be like, oh, hey, they did this. We can quickly and easily vote them out. And if their act is so bad and people want to immediately vote them out, they can hold an emergency referendum, much like the United States government, but would be much easier to do.
Hmm.
Anyways, I believe we can start talking about our first topic now. We will be talking about, for our first topic, the current situation between North Korea and South Korea. As it stands, South Korea is blasting anti-DPRK propaganda across the border through loudspeakers. They say they're doing this in response to both the North Koreans' propaganda and the incident involving an alleged North Korean landmine that nearly killed but not killed, but severely injured two South Korean troops going on patrol. The landmines were not where they were supposed to be, and it is not unknown whether they were in fact North Korean landmines or a fake. This does not mean we support the North Korea. This does not mean I support North Korea or South Korea. I am remaining impartial in the matter. Wyatt, your thoughts on this? Anyways, wait,
Um, well,
more
I
to
don't
add.
really
I
sound like
forgot.
I'm supporting the DPRK or the Republic of Korea, but it seems that it's just petty arguing
Yes.
with representatives that have massive armies that could potentially start a world-ending war.
Yes. Lennon, your thoughts?
So it's like you're giving
And
uh,
let's keep in
a
mind
group of
that
toddlers
let's
uh,
keep in mind that North
missiles
Korea
and expect
has
them not to do.
let's keep in mind that North Korea has put their military on a quasi state of war, according to them, and has fired artillery at the South Korean loudspeakers. North Korea returned, and to cite CNN here, they fired a barrage of 36 artillery shells. No casualties were taken by either side, which is good, because if there were casualties, there would be an increased chance of escalation. As we speak, they are currently in talks to de-escalate. Lennon, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Wyatt whenever he said that this is just petty arguments and that nothing good can come of this because nothing would be solved from it. The only thing it would cause is just basically a pointless war in which more of my fellow men would be dying.
Correct. This is what happens when you have a state that should be unified under a peaceful government, but instead it's split into two yin and yang like governments. One is insane, and the other is still insane. But they still seem to be opposites. They just want to kill each other. But
Yeah.
just as a note to any viewers, we are not taking the side of either.
I think they heard that like the first 3 times you said that, my friend.
I know, but you know people out there on the YouTube, they will still claim that we are. And they will leave angry comments claiming
Yes.
that this triggered them.
Oh well, let them.
That
Yeah,
we are just anti-DPRK imperialists, so
I'm
I
anti both.
guarantee there will be angry comments about us not supporting the DPRK. I guarantee.
well,
Oh well.
there will be. But anyways, uh, according to recent CNN reports, they are still in talks. The talks before tonight were unsuccessful and lasted a total of 10 hours. Before the talks, the DPRK government gave an ultimatum for South Korea. Cease the broadcasts by 5 p.m. Friday, Korean time, for all the viewers out there, or face severe punishment, according to the DPRK government. But now it appears as if they are not going to back up as if they will not back up their threats, but instead wish to talk and de-escalate, which in my thoughts is a more intelligent move and not a world-ending move.
This is very great.
I'm
Very,
glad they're
very
having the
great.
talks, even though it makes them look weaker.
If people in this world actually, like what the Koreas are doing, actually sitting down and talking, can actually just show that if people actually look at peace, because like Isaiah, you were saying, they are basically yin and yang, completely opposite. But if they can sit down and have civilized discussions and they try to solve something, or so they claim to be doing,
Even
why
though,
can't the rest
it's
of the world?
taking 10 hours and it's still going on. But yeah, what you're saying, if a government as insane and corrupt as the North Korean and Kim family is, if they can sit down and have peace, what does that say for the rest of the world?
Nothing positive, I'm afraid. But,
It kind of puts a bad examples
humanity.
like superpowers like Russia, that they don't want to be peaceful. And same for the United States and their imperialistic ways in the Middle East, with the funding of ISIS. Yes, I know for die-hard conservatives out there, we did fund them. We did give them weapons and supplies. Same with Al Qaeda and the Taliban and the Mujahideen, which turned into the Taliban.
And Al Qaeda.
This does not mean we support their acts of terror, or the ISIS or ISIS destroying ancient Muslim artifacts. We're not supporting them at all. We're just saying the United States did create them for imperialism and oil in the Middle East. But the point is, if a government like North Korea and South Korea can sit down and say, "Hey, let's talk this through before we go to war," doesn't that say the rest of the world is less mature than North Korea?
That's not a very good standard to be compared to.
I know they're still insane, but at least they have the decency to sit down. They recognize things are about to get bad. Let's talk about this.
Mm.
But then we have governments like Russia saying, no, mobilize into that country. And governments like
Yes,
America
for
saying,
sure.
no, respond with full military might. But anyways, this has concluded our first introductory video. We will probably go into more detail on topics such as these in videos to come. We have been your hosts. I am the comrade.
I'm living like Lenin.
And I'm Wyatt.
And this has been the Leftist Talk Show.